All right. Good morning, everyone. We're going to be playing a bit with the side body today, and we're going to start seated. So, if you are able, if your knees and hips allow, I want you to go ahead and sit on your block. And there's a lot of ways to do that. If your knees are okay, but just cranky this morning, you can sit up on a double block, or you can sit high, you can sit low. But even if you can sit without a block at all, go ahead and sit on a block. Now, if your knees and your hips do not like this, sit any way that makes sense for you, right? I was really contemplating the other night this whole idea of pain and body discomfort and things like that, and I just continue to come to the conclusion that pain is not an option. Uh, if we are sitting in pain in yoga, then we are not doing yoga in my brain. And, there's a fine line. I have a student who does have some pain in her hips and her knees when she does the yoga classes, but it is like fleeting, temporary, and it doesn't last after class. It's just some of the joint issues. And I like the word discomfort. I like sensation. I like stretch. But pain is just something when our bodies are in pain, it's giving us that signal that we need to make a different choice, right? We need to move in a different way. And this is one of those poses that if your knees don't compress enough to make this an okay pose, then we just don't sit that way, right? We find a different way. There's other ways we can stretch quads and stuff like that. So, all right, I'll get off my little soapbox of a block here and we'll get started. So, however you are seated, come into good alignment, right? Your hands can rest on your lap, they can be on your knees if you're sitting cross legged or straight legged. Feel your shoulders move to the side body. Maybe you're closing your eyes here. Feel the back of the head move into alignment, right? So we're not lifting the chin or tucking the chin, but it just moves back in space so that it feels lightly aligned with your neck, your shoulders, and the rest of your spine. And just start to feel your breath. And as you take a deep breath in, right, we realize that as the lungs fill with oxygen, the diaphragm shortens or flattens so that it makes room in the lungs. So you take that deep breath in and you make space, and then you slowly exhale it out. And the diaphragm relaxes, the belly maybe presses towards spine a little bit. I always think of it like a bellows, right? As we allow the air to come in and then we compress it back out. And when we compress back out, we make room for new, fresh, not stale air, oxygen, nutrients. And as we sit in whichever position we've chosen, feel the crown of the head reaching up, but yet the tailbone reaching down so that we're not over arching through the lower back, nor are we rounding in the lower back. Good. One more nice deep breath here. And then allow your eyes to open and inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to come to your heart. Good. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Interlace your hands, press them up. We know, right? If this hurts the shoulders, you simply separate the hands, no big deal. Otherwise, the palms are reaching up and just start to wiggle a little bit side to side. And whether you're sitting here in this variation of hero pose or you're sitting cross legged, you're just stretching your body a little bit side to side. I find it amazing, right? We have these ribs. It's like I'm a model for the ribs. And we have all of the little muscles in between the ribs, among other things. And we're just stretching out those little intercostal muscles that help move the ribs and our accessory muscles to breathing. Good. One more little stretch here. And then take it back to center. Release those hands. Pause for a moment. Inhale, reach up. This time, let your right hand, I am going to be trying to mirror here, so hang in with me. Take your right hand to the floor and just stretch your left arm overhead. And as you do so, press the left hip to the left and make a little C curve with your body. Make a little C curve with that whole left side. Oh, that should feel good. Just an easy stretch. Watch the right shoulder. Make sure it's not hiked up into your ear. And then inhale, reach up, take the right arm up, take the left arm down, and stretch it over. Big deep breath, everybody. And just feel if you can, try to tap in the spaces between your ribs. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both arms out to the sides. Press the arms back, palms are forward, and then tuck in as you tap your hands. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Good. Three more. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap it in. Two more. And back. Good. Last one. And tap it. And then let go. Nice job. So if you're sitting in hero pose, just let go of one leg, one foot. That's probably going to feel good. If you're sitting in, um, if you're sitting cross-legged, then come into one leg straight and one leg bent. Okay, so going to try to work with everybody that's out there. So whichever way, either your left leg is straight or it's still bent behind you, your right leg is bent, and just maybe lean forward into that leg a little bit. So stretching the back of your right leg, the Achilles, maybe into the calf muscles. And if you don't feel anything and your ankle allows, walk that foot even closer to the hip and lean in. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Lean in. And then take the torso up. Again, your left leg is straight if you're sitting not on a block. But otherwise, take your right leg and just cross it over, kind of like a little figure four, and breathe. Now, if your left leg is straight, you're going to start to bend the left leg to go deeper into your pose. Watch your spine though, right? If you're still sitting on a block, you're going to start to lean forward a little bit. Use your hands for stability, taking those hands forward. I need like a second yoga model over here, right? This is how you do this. And just breathe. We're stretching through that right hip. Your hands are supporting you again. Remember what we talked about right at the beginning? Right? No pain. Sensation is okay. I've got some good sensation in the right hip, stretching that baby out a little bit. Some of you I know can come in a little bit deeper. Big deep breath. If you're in figure four seated, you're drawing the left leg or the left knee in more and more. You can also do this laying down, right? You can do figure four laying down. All right, come on up wherever you are. Lean back a little bit, release that right leg, either tuck it back under, release the other side, or switch sides and straighten your right leg bend your left leg. And then find that spot where you're going to get a little bit of stretch in the back heel if you can, and lean forward. Feel like one of those runners right at the starting block. We're like, poof, gonna start to take off. Breathe. Must have Olympics on my brain. Good. Sit up, release. Exhale, lean forward. If you're not getting a stretch in that back heel, back ankle, don't worry about it. You still can do the pose. And come on up. Good. Last one here. Just stretching, trying to get a little bit of stretch movement through that back Achilles. And come on up. And again, your right leg is straight. If you're not sitting on a block, you're coming into figure four, your version of it. You can also do this laying down on your back, but just find stability and then start to walk the hands forward a little bit. You're pressing your sit bones back on that block if you're sitting on a block. And start easy. I always start at that 10-20% because I want to check it out. I want to make sure my form is good. I want to make sure I'm not moving too quickly into something. I'm just going to check it out. And once I realize that hip's feeling pretty open, I can go in a little bit deeper. Oh, for me, this is so juicy. Feels so good. I'm addicted to hips. Breathe, everybody. That's it. When I took my yin yoga training, um, the teacher who did the class said that when we sit in sensation, right, the sensation of a pose, we then can inquire, is this good sensation or is it too much? Is it something I need to back out of? And so maybe as we do our yoga class today, you inquire, right? Is it too much? Or is it okay? Is it good? Is it worth exploring? I like that. All right, wherever you are, come on up, lean back, release. And if you are still on a block, release both legs. If your legs are straight, bend both knees and then just lean over those knees, right? Just hang out over those legs. Stretching out the low back a little bit. Good. And release. Come on off your block wherever you are. Have your blocks both at the front edge of your mat and maybe grab your blanket for your knees. By the way, I wonder if anybody's been doing the plank challenge. For those of you who haven't been in class for a few weeks, plank challenge, 1 minute planks. Aha, at least two of them, at least 3 times a week. There you have it. There's the challenge. I've laid down the gauntlet. All right, come to table pose. Anybody you think that's coming into class today? Maybe. So find table pose, spread out your fingers, and start to circle your ribs, right? So instead of a basic cat and cow, we're moving that whole rib cage around in a big circle. I always think about stirring a pot here. And so the ribs go to the left, down, to the right, and up, or whichever direction you are currently headed. Good. One more circle here. And then switch directions. See if it's just as easy on the other side. Good. Big, big circles here, everybody. Let the shoulders get involved. The hips are moving a little bit. One more. And back to center. Take your left hand center of your mat. Take the right arm up and stretch. And then exhale, let that hand come down towards center. Take the left arm up and down again. Left hand center, right arm up, starting to stretch and open up side body, front body, switch sides. Good. Last one here. Take it up, right arm up, stretch. This time, take that right arm, circle it back, reach it forward, and open up again. One more big circle. And take it up. Exhale that hand down, center of your mat. Take the left arm up, pause, and then circle, big, big circle, reach. Good. And two. Reach and release. Nice. So from here, walk the hands forward like you're going to do a puppy stretch, but take both hands to the right side of your mat, maybe off your mat, and press the hips back to the left. Again, maybe you feel that left hand, left arm, left armpit, left side ribs, right? Move the hip back and away, stretch. Press yourself up, walk through center, go the other direction as I keep moving my props. Stretching those arms to the left, pressing through the right hip. Finding a nice deep breath. And press up, almost done here. You're back to table pose. Press the left leg back, tone the belly in, lift that leg, step over. So you're stepping that leg over your right foot or over your right leg, and then you're going to look back at that foot. Once again, stretching big time over the whole left side. That's it, big deep breath. Release it, go to the other side, press that leg back, look back at it, stretch through that side body, side hip, and release. Plant your hands, downward facing dog. Oh, yeah, good. And then pedal the feet, everybody. Stretch it out. I don't know what you've been up to already this morning, but chances are the backs of those legs are a little tight. Breathe. And then optionally here, press into your left leg and take the right leg up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. This is big for early in class, so just decide. And then release, stretch in front hip. Take the left leg up, bend the knee, open it up and stretch. And release. And then, very much on purpose, walk those hands all the way back to your feet, bend your knees, and inhale, come on up. Exhale, release, and shake it out. Good. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. We're going to do just a little bit of a standing flow. So um, maybe you don't have anything on your mat to trip you up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, halfway down. Breathe. Nice soft knees. Imagine you're squeezing your block. Take your left hand to the floor and just reach the right arm any amount up. I'm not doing a deep twist here, and I would suggest you don't. Good. Release. Take that hand down, reach up. Release and up and release and up. Good. Both hands to the floor, bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Grab your right wrist, take it over to the left. Come center, grab your other wrist, take it over. Inhale, center, exhale, down. Good. Bend your knees, take your left arm up and down to the floor. Take your right arm up and down. Keep the knees bent. Take the left arm up and down. Take the left or right arm up and down. Bend both knees. Inhale, reach up. Grab your left wrist. Take it over. And center. Grab your right. Take it over. And center. Halfway down. Halfway, halfway. Breathe, everybody. You're looking at the floor. The knees have a softness to the backs of them. I want you to just tap those hands forward and then inhale, reach all the way up. Watch your backs here. Exhale, down. Clap your hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Last one, all the way down. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Shake it out and take your feet wide. Again, for some of you, I know with the knees, right? So if we're going to be in goddess pose and the knees don't bend that way, we just don't bend so far, right? It's kind of with everything, chair pose and all of that. So legs are straight, toes are pointed out. Inhale, reach up. Hands come to your heart. Bend your knees, come into squat to your level. Big thing about any of these kinds of squats in my mind is where your hips are in the process. If we sit back, we have a lot more leverage and we don't irritate the knees so much. So whether you're down low or you're almost straight, keep the hips back. There you go. And then just rock a little bit side to side and breathe. And then interlace your hands, press it up. As you exhale, I want you to dig in deep, like you're going to pull that belly button in, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze in and up. Good. 3 more. Squeeze in, getting those legs warmed up, and squeeze it in, and arms up. Last one right here. Squeeze in and all the way up. Release those hands. If you can, stay in your squat. If you can't, come on out. Good. Take your right elbow to your right thigh or your right hand if that's too deep, and stretch over. Oh, yeah. Breathe. Say good morning to your legs. You got this. Take everything center. Go to the other side. Stretch. Right? Think about this foundation. Think about the legs, the hips, the glutes, the foundation that we're creating here. Come center. Hands come to your heart. Now you can stand up and shake it out, everybody. Good. Let's take those heels together and come right to the front of your mat. Your blocks are here at the front of your mat. We're going to use those in just a moment. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Hands come to the floor, bend your knees, step back, left leg. Lower your left knee to the floor and inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Just a baby flow here. You can go slower. Lift that left leg. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Come to plank. We haven't been doing a whole lot of plank, and this isn't our 1 minute hold, so don't get too comfy. Lower your knees. Let's see if you can do just a slow chaturanga to the floor. Release to a low cobra. Low, low, low. Good. Lift your knees. Flip your toes under. Downward facing dog. Big deep breath. Look through your hands. Step forward, left leg. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Lift your knee off the floor. Listen up. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Come to plank. Lower your knees. Elbows stay tight. Chaturanga. Release to a low up dog or low cobra. And down dog. That's it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Look through your hands. Step forward, right leg. Step forward, left leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften the knee, step back, right leg. Grab your blocks this time. Now, you're either knee up or knee down on the right. I'm okay with either, so you decide. And breathe. Leave your right hand on the mat. Hold on to the block with your left hand and take it up to the ceiling. And breathe. And then circle, big, big, big circle. Forward, back, up, forward, down. Yeah, go slow, everybody. Stretch it out. Big, deep breath. And then release that left hand block. Listen up. Turn your back foot to the side position. Left hand to left knee, press up. Warrior two. Yeah, getting this body warmed up. Gotta do it. All right, cartwheel those arms down to the floor. Straighten out your back foot. If your blocks feel steady, feel free to step back down dog and then step forward right leg. If they didn't feel steady, we've just set them aside, right? No biggie. Your left knee is down or not. Your choice here. Keep your left hand on the mat. Whoop. Take your block up with you. Stretch it out. Watch that head neck. Make sure you're not straining through there. And then 2 big circles. Make them big, make them wide. There you go. One more. Whew, yeah. And breathe. Set that block aside. Set your back foot to the side position. Right hand to right knee. Press up, warrior 2. Did I say warrior 1 last time? I might have. Breathe, breathe. And then cartwheel. Hands to blocks. Make sure your blocks are steady. Straighten your back foot. Step back. Breathe. And when you're ready, left leg forward. Here we are again. You can lower your knee or not. Your right hand stays on your block. The other arm reaches up with your block. Big deep breath. Circle the arm. You got it. One more big circle. That's it. Hand comes back to the floor. Turn your foot to the side position. Obviously, I didn't say that, right? But if your knee is down, you lift, you turn that foot to the side, press into your left knee, lift up, warrior 2. But this time, let's take that hand back and reach the left arm up and find, some people call this reverse warrior, some people call it exalted warrior. Breathe. I like to look down. I know I've mentioned this before. Don't like to look up. My neck doesn't like it. And take the arms to warrior 2. Take your front forearm to your front thigh and reach for extended side angle. Now, in extended side angle, what you doing with this back leg, right? Really reach it down. Really feel it. And then turn your body back toward your blocks. Straighten your back foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Step forward, right leg. Yeah, here we are. Leave your left hand on the block. Take the right arm up. Fire up your back leg. Circle that arm. Big circles. Yep. One more. That's it. Big circle. Let that hand come back to the floor. Lift the knee if it's on the floor. Take that back foot to the side position. Your hand comes to your knee. Just assist you in standing up. Warrior 2, strong, powerful pose. Press into this back leg and then drop the back arm as the top arm reaches up. Side body work, right? Who would think? And then take that forearm to your thigh and reach the left arm over your ear. Feel from fingertips to back foot and breathe. You got it. And then turn your body back toward your blocks. Straighten your back foot. Plant your blocks if they're steady. Step back, downward facing dog. And lower your knees to the floor. Good job, everybody. And breathe. So take a moment here. Just catch your breath. Catch your breath. That's a weird phrase, isn't it? Catch your breath. Like it's running away. All right, come on up. I don't think I've had enough coffee this morning or tea. So once you come up, you may want to put a blanket on your mat again, because we're going to be on our knees for a little bit, and I want to make sure you don't hurt your knees. You may or may not use your blocks here. But start again in table pose. And step your left foot forward. And once you do that, if you want your right hand on the block, feel free. You don't really need it, but you might feel more comfortable. Allow your left knee to go out to the side, but then look to your right. So it's a big, deep stretch of the left hip. Some of you are super open here, right? Some of you are going to be able to practically come to the floor. Just again, be mindful. I like to keep the back glute engaged so I don't overstress the front hip, but I want you to just see if you can find a little bit of opening here and maybe even come down to your elbows. Maybe, maybe not. Breathe. Knee pain, not an option. So come out as much as you need to release that knee. All right, press back into your hands. Slide that leg back and switch sides. Bring your right leg forward. You're going to allow the knee to roll out to the side a little bit. You're going to start to check out where you're at here. How's this side feel? Maybe you're going to move a little bit in that direction, engage the back glute. Maybe you drop down to your elbows. Maybe not, right? Oh, breathe. There are poses that I call next lifetime poses. Good, come on up. When I start yoga much younger, and do all the things that I could have done to be able to get into some of those crazy poses. All right, so bring your right leg back and pause here for a moment. I gotta stay focused here. Whew. Okay, so your left knee stays where it is. Your right leg reaches back so that if you were to look, your left foot is pointing to your back foot, right? Your left toes are pointing toward your back foot. But then kickstand your left leg out. I like to kickstand the leg out. It creates a wider base so that you don't feel unbalanced. Your left hand is forward of your shoulder, but in line with it. So if your hand is usually out wider, just bring it in some and turn to your side. So when we talk about side body work, right? I want you to think about this part of your body in this pose. So the first thing I want you to do is press strongly into your long foot and then take your top arm over your head. Now, don't forget what's happening in this standing shoulder, right? That left arm down. Think about that. Really keep that engaged as you press from your foot to your fingertips and maybe make a little C shape at your top body. Little banana shape. Breathe. Right, the limb can hang, the arm can kind of hang here. I'm trying to get from my hip bone to the rib bone on that top side, on that right side. Big deep breath. Good. Take the top arm up, engage, and take the leg up if you can. So we just did a big old stretch. Now we're doing a little bit of a contraction. Take the top arm down to your leg and imagine pulling your leg up into your hand. Yeah, you got it. Release it. Hand to the floor. Turn yourself around and shake it out. I'm just going to turn around so that might be a little easier. So you're here. This time your right knee is going to stay where it is and your left leg goes back. Once you got your alignment, then kickstand your right foot out to the right. Check your right hand, make sure it's lining up with your shoulder, but slightly forward. Why slightly forward? Because when we lift, right, we're going to move forward. So we want to make sure that shoulder stays aligned. Turn yourself to the side, press into your long leg, and take your other arm over your ear. Oh, yeah. Just breathe, everybody. I almost feel like just a little bit like a Raggedy Ann doll here. I'm not over stressing the top body. I'm trying to let gravity take it into a nice deep stretch. Nothing big. Oh, yeah. One more good breath here. And then take the top arm up. You're going to shift forward slightly as you take that top leg up to level. Big deep breath. You got this. Say that. You got this. I got this, right? I got it. Take the top hand down to your thigh and imagine pushing your thigh back in. Whew. back in. Stay back into your leg and breathe. All right, release. Hand to the floor, knee to the floor. Maybe a little baby child's pose here. Just to stretch it out, right? Just to stretch out all those muscles. All right. So when you're ready, come on back up. You got a couple choices here. Either you're going to use your blanket and you're just going to fold it up maybe once or twice, and then you're going to lay that on your mat. So, that it makes a little bit of a, I don't know, like a little bit of a bridge, I guess. The other option, a little bit more tenuous, but it'll work, is to set your block here and lay on your whichever side you can see your computer. Lay on that side right at the hip level, right? So, little bit tricky, might be a little tender if it hurts. Now, I'm not on the bone, I'm on the flesh on the side of my body. If this feels too tender, take your blanket over the block or lay on the block instead. Okay. So, once you find your position here, I want you to see if you can lay down. Whew, bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight, and then let that top leg head toward the floor. Once again, we're stretching this side body, right? And you can see, like, my leg is kind of hanging here a little bit. It's not really touching. I could make it touch, but I'm not gonna. Not bringing the leg forward or back. It's right at my side body. My bottom leg is resting on the floor. Take your top arm up. Yeah, find an opening here and breathe. Ooh, nice. Just had a little hip adjustment or a little spine adjustment there. It actually felt pretty good. If this feels horrible, don't do it, or be on blanket for sure, because this can be a lot. Breathe. All right. So you're going to release that top arm. If you can, come up to your elbow and then hold that top leg straight out from the hip. Toes are pointing toward to the front or toward me if you're looking at your screen. And then lift the leg any amount, but keep the toes pointed. Squeeze. Lift the torso any amount, stay on elbow and squeeze. What are we doing, everybody? Right? We are crunching up that side body. We're also kind of stretching the underside if you think about it. So don't turn the toes up. Keep them sideways. Lift up on your torso as much as you can. Scrunch it out. If you want a little bit more, slide that hand down the leg. I know. Breathe, everybody. And release it. Good. Carefully come off block and switch sides or switch sides on your blanket. Side body work. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. All right. Take the time to get comfortable. Again, my hip socket is down here, right? I'm not laying on that. That would just be torture. And then I'm going to lay my top body down. And I'm going to straighten my bottom leg and just see what happens. Right? We create balances and imbalances in the body just from life, from everything that we've experienced and everything that we do. And so we just try to come back into balance through our yoga practice. Like this side for me, way tighter than the other side. And it's been that way for years and years. And it's a very interesting thing. At one point, I tried to like make it even, and all I did was irritate my back. So I want to stretch it. I want to feel that. I want to see if I can get some more opening between this hip and these ribs. And I'm not going to force it, right? I'm not going to make something happen by will. I'm just going to see what the body is willing to do. Good. Top arm over ear. I forgot to say that. If you're already there, that's awesome. Breathe. Maybe it comes with getting older. Maybe it comes with getting a little bit wiser. I don't know. Who knows? All right. So release that. Come up on your elbow. Readjust on the block if you need to. Your top leg is straight out. Ooh, yeah. Feeling that big time. Make sure the hips aren't rolling forward or back. Take the leg up any amount and then see if you can lift through that torso a little bit more. Breathe. Nice straight leg on the top. The bottom one is bent to support you. Yep, you got it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your top arm can slide down your leg a little bit to make that crunch a little bit more. Woo. And release it gently. Come off your block. I know some things are more comfortable than others. And then come on back to your hands and your knees and downward facing dog and stretch it out. Ah, if we only did the things that felt really good, I think we'd mostly be in Shavasana, right? So we don't want to do that. All right, walk your hands back all the way back. Bend your knees, hands to knees. Come on up. And shake it out, everybody. Good. Go wide on those legs again. Whoo, felt that. Nice big stretch. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down to the floor. And breathe. Nice wide leg forward fold. Decide for you where those toes are pointing, right? Just try to keep the toes and the knee aligned. So I do a slight outward turn here, but you don't have to. Toes can be straight, they can be turned out a little bit more. Just be mindful and breathe. And then bend into your left, into your right knee. So right knee is bent. Your behind is back. Find your breath here. And come center, go to the other side. Bend into your left knee, stretching out this whole right inner leg. And come center. Bend both knees. I have to turn my feet out to do that easily. Hands to knees and come on up. Good. So bending the knees again. Again, I know several of you, right? The knees don't like to bend so much. So you're just going to go a little bit. Hands come to your hips and then tilt your torso forward. When you tilt your torso forward, your hips must go back. They must go back. Keep that bend in your knees. Some of you are going to go much deeper here. Your right hand to your right knee. I want you to stretch your left leg across or left arm across. Big deep breath. And center, go the other side. Stretch. And center, good. One more, both sides. Stretch. And center. Stretch. And center. Come on up if you can. Stay bent kneed. Inhale, reach up. Slide your left or your right arm down. See my hand? And reach. Center. Slide your left hand down, reach your right arm over and center. And inhale, reach up. Roll it out, everybody. Heel toe in. Well done, well done, well done. Shake it out. All right, little bit of balance work here, and then we're going to come back to the floor because we got more work to do. All right. So, balance work. You want to make sure you're on a steady surface. Maybe if you're on a double mat, you come off. Maybe you want to be near a wall, right? So hands to hips. All you're going to do is take your right leg and reach it out to the side. Right away, zoom, right? I like zip up that core center so that I feel some balance here. And if you can, you're engaging the right glute. Engage that right leg. Remember what we did when we were down on our knee, pushing the thigh into the hand? Whew, right? Same, similar thing. And then take the left arm out. So a balance pose that is off skew. We're leaning toward the left. We're reaching the leg toward the right. If you want, release both arms. And then maybe you play a little. Careful, careful, right? How far can you go and stay steady? And come on up. And shake it out. All right, other side. Start solid. And I move my feet because if I get in the middle of these slats, there ain't no balance happening. So I got to find a flat spot. All right, hands to hips. When you're ready, lean into your right leg. Take the left leg out. Don't have to go far. And then to balance, take the right arm up. Think about this leg pressing into the hand, maybe even do so. Find your balance point. 1, you're here. 2, come on out. 3, the arm comes up. Maybe you lean a little bit more to the right. Breathe. My whole world is tilting. Breathe. And come on up. Shake it out. All right. Left leg down, right leg into tree pose. So, right, we played with this last class. If you were in class, right, of turning that hip, turning the knee out, keeping the hips centered, and then deciding where am I going to put this leg. So come into your tree pose. You can be near a wall so that one hand is at a wall. Squeeze in, press in, take the arms up. Now, here's what I want you to play with, right? If you were a tree in the wind, you'd be moving. So I just want you to see if you can drop the left hand down and take the right arm over. Breathe. Off center. Take it up. Woo. And release. Shake it out. Other side. Turning the knee out, but then readjusting the hips forward. Take your leg where it should be for you for tree pose. You know you don't have to do the lean over, right? You can stay here, work on your balance. Take the arms up. Squeeze those legs into each other. You're going to take your right hand down. You're going to press in and you're going to lean over. Breathe. That's it. Where's your stretch? Can you smile? And take it up. Ooh, that was quick. And release it, shake it out. All right, last one here, tree pose. Go back to the left leg, come into your tree pose on this side. Big deep breath. So hips point, stay center, right? We know this. But take this time, I want you to take your right hand to the inside of your right knee. And feel how that opens up your chest. Squeeze your standing leg. Just take the other one out. I really like this. Maybe you take thumb and index fingers together in both hands and kind of complete that circle. Breathe. And just feel the work, right? The standing leg and glute working, the foot and the thigh working, the hand pressing into the leg pressing back. But none of it straining, none of it like overworking. Good, hands to heart. Release your knee, shake it out. Balance work. Strong stand, turn the knee out, bring it up to your level. Squeeze everything back in, no sassy hips out to the side. Hands start at the heart, see if you got balance. Take the left hand to the inside of your left leg and take the other arm up. Maybe thumb index fingers come together. Just find a sense of calm in your body, even if you're wiggling, right? Nothing is so static, nothing. So The wiggle's okay. Just breathe. And then hands to heart. And release. Shake it out. All right. Good job, everybody. Come on back to your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Once again, pedal it out. Lower down to your knees. And maybe you grab your blanket again, right? Again for knee cushion. So I'm just going to put my blanket on right about the center of my mat. And then I'm going to grab both of my blocks to the front. I might need to go off center with my blanket just a little bit. So once you're on your hands and knees, go ahead and take your right leg out to the side, gate pose. Your hands are on your blocks for now. You're just checking out your alignment. Ideally, in gate pose, right knee to hip of that bent knee, pretty straight up and down. Your other leg, pretty much straight out. And I say this all the time, but this pose is often taught with the toes forward. I don't like that. For me, it is also taught with the foot either completely sideways or partially sideways. Here's what I want for you is stability. So where does it feel good on your ankle, on your foot, with your knee also feeling good, right? Some people will flex here too, which creates a nice stability. So you decide, right? Imagine that a teacher that says, you decide. It's your body. I want you to feel good in it. All right. So take the block in your left hand and place it to the outside of your left hip. Press into your long leg. Hold onto your block. Make sure it's steady. And then take the right arm up, right leg down, right? If I said that the other way. Whoo, and breathe. Now, some of you are up on this nice high block, gives you lots and lots of space to play. Some of you are going to go a little bit deeper and breathe, really reach. Some of you go a little deeper, right? Where does it feel good? Where does it stop feeling good? Breathe. Take the top hand to your hip, press up, slide that right arm down the right leg, and reach over. Gate pose, not a pose we do a whole lot, but awesome for side body work. And release it. Good. Slide that leg in and switch sides. I'm just going to move my blanket so I have room. So you're on your right leg and your left leg goes out for you all. Keep the hands on the blocks until you have good alignment, your knee and your hip lining up, all that good stuff, your other leg straight out from you. And then take your right hand block to the right and lift up. Feel solid here, like really feel like you could like hone in. Hand goes to block. Remember, be mindful, take the other arm overhead. Little tone to the belly here does not hurt, right? When we're doing some of this work, there can be a tendency to overarch in the lower back. So just take the belly in a little bit. Support that. And then take the hand, maybe take the block down a little bit lower, maybe not. Breathe. Maybe it goes one more low, maybe not, right? How's it on this side compared to the other side? What's your body telling you? Take your top arm to your hip, squeeze it all in, slide the other way. Breathe. And release it. Best way to release out of gate pose, by the way, I didn't do it on the other side, is to press the hips back You can take your hands to the floor of the blocks and then bring your knee in. Is certainly a lot easier than the other way. All right, onto the floor, my darling. Oh, wait, no, no, plank challenge. I can't forget because this is my day. All right, I got my trusty little clock that is now has a new battery. Remember, knees, no knees. That is so up to you. Elbows or hands, 1 minute challenge. So get your alignment right, squeeze in, press one leg back, or if you're not sure, I like to press back and then drop to knees so that I have good plank, right? And not just a square pose. So here we go, everybody. And start. Check your hands, right? Sometimes my wrists will bother me. I'll just turn my hands out a little bit. That helps. Big squeeze of the belly. First minute is the longest. And breathe. Plank challenge. We got this. One of my yogis out there wrote that she does 2 minute planks almost every day. So something to work toward. We're over halfway there, right? Use your breath. Fire breath here is awesome, right? If your low back or back start to hurt in this, you lower your knees, but try to hold the upper body. Good. We're down to 10 seconds, everybody. Big deep breath. Woo, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Maybe you sit back in child's pose. Maybe you sit up in hero pose. See, you all are my incentive by giving you the challenge. I gave myself the challenge. All right, let's get this second one out of the way. Remember, you can come down on your elbows, especially if your wrists were real chatty there. So get yourself set up. Squeeze in your belly. One leg, two legs. Here we go. Think happy songs, think happy thoughts. Think this too shall pass. Think of all the strong shoulder, upper body work, core work that you are doing right now. You can put a positive spin on almost anything. Almost anything. We are halfway there, folks. Breathe. Squeeze. I love myself. Every day in every way, we're getting better and better. Woo! Come on. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweet. And let go. If you were on hands that whole time, shake out your wrists. And then maybe have your blanket, but long enough, right? So I turned mine sideways. In fact, I could even turn it out all the way. You don't need it if you're on a cushiony area. Don't worry about it, because we're going to lay on our backs. We're going to do a little bit more core. Got to do it. So start by laying on your back and just feel, right? Just feel everything settling down. Maybe your hands come to these ribs, these lower ribs, and on the exhale, you just smooth them down a little bit. Deep breath, and then smooth them down. Right? Just settle it down. And then grab one of your blocks and take it between your knees. Mine is just above the knees. And I want you to start with the block situated so that most of it is sticking out toward you, right? So it's not flat with your where you can't even see it. It's sticking out close to you. Tone your belly. Know that I love you. And these are the things I think about when I'm bored. All right, hands behind your head. All you're going to do is tap opposite elbow to opposite side of your block, but squeeze your block. Okay, don't just let it hang out there. Squeeze it. And here we go. It's just for 10. So 10, 9, 8, stay high. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower down. Keep the legs if you can. If not, rest them, set them down and rest. All right, so that should have been pretty easy. If it was not pretty easy, I want you to keep the block right where it is. If that was pretty easy, I want you to bring it halfway back, right? So you can see half of it in front, half of it in the back. The other thing I didn't mention is that the knees should be pretty much above the hips so that the belly is engaged. If you bring the knees way in, belly softens, you're not getting a whole lot there. So keep it far enough away that you feel your belly. Hands come behind your head. Tap the opposite side. 10, 9, 8, 7. Reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower down and breathe. You know what's coming next, don't you? It's like a little Pez dispenser. So press the block back so that the side closest to you is even with the rest of your flesh, the rest of your legs. Squeeze your block. Ideally, the knees stay a little bit further away. You don't have to touch the block, by the way. You can get close. So squeeze the belly in, hands behind your head, lift up. There's your cue. And then opposites 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Now you can lower the legs, lower your block, and pause. All right, bend the knees. You can have the block there, by the way, if you really like that, either way. In fact, let's put it back. I think that might be a good thing. You're not going to tap it, but maybe you put it back there. Hands behind your head. Lift up and then reach your left arm past your right knee. Okay, we've been playing with this for a couple classes and I've been finding them super effective for core and particularly side body. So just breathe. Your other hand is supporting your head. If you got a super strong neck and you want to release both, go ahead. I find I can do it for a while, but then it gets cranky. So, yeah. All right, center, switch sides. Hold, breathe, relax your head, neck, jaw, make sure it's supported. And switch and switch. Switch and switch. Good. Switch, switch. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower. Lower your knees or lower your feet. Shake out your head. We got one more, I promise. Just one. When your core is strong, right, it supports so much else. If it's too tight, right, we can throw our backs and stuff off. So you want to stretch. But if it's really weak, then the back takes the load big time. All right, put that block back in. We'll finish. We'll finish with this. Hands behind your head. Twist toward your right. Extend your left arm past your right leg. Squeeze the block a little bit. Take your right leg up and squeeze. Now, either stay here or slide that elbow a little bit further. Breathe. 5, 4, squeeze your block. 3, 2, 1, release, switch sides, first twist, extend the arm. Still good, extend the leg, squeeze your block. Squeezing that block helps keep the hips and legs centered. Breathe and switch, switch, and switch. Last one, switch and release. Good. Grab one of your blocks, place it under your sacrum. Ideally, it's at the lowest level. Straighten your right leg nice and long. Pause, head, neck, shoulders, everything super comfortable here. If and when you're ready, bring your right or your left knee toward your chest. Hold on underneath. Don't overstress the knee. You don't even have to hold on. Relax your right leg. Relax the long leg, okay? Just stretching the front hip, right? What did we say? That we can work core to strengthen it, but if it's too tight, we'll just curl up in a little C ball, right? A little ball at the front body. So we don't want that either. Take the right arm overhead and just breathe. We're almost done. Big deep breath. Release the right arm back down. Bend your right knee. Put that foot on the floor. Lower your left foot. Switch sides. So left leg straightens. Right knee comes to chest. Pause here for a moment. Take the left arm overhead if you'd like. Relax your face. Nice. Release it. Put that foot on the floor. Release your other foot to the floor. Press up off your block. Just hold it for a second. Just a good squeeze of the hips, the glutes, little baby bridge pose, and then lower all the way down to the floor. And then finally, as you straighten your legs, take your feet all the way to the right corner of your yoga mat, all the way to the side. And then shimmy your shoulders a little bit to the right side as well. And then take your left arm overhead, your head slides over to the right. So you're just creating this nice little C curve or banana pose. This was a yin yoga pose called Bananasana. I think they made it up. But again, stretching this whole left side body as we breathe, as we relax, as we notice. Deep breath through that whole left side, stretching through the psoas muscle. Good. Release the left arm, shimmy your upper body to the middle. Your legs come back to the middle. Switch sides, bringing everything over to the right. First, the feet. That might be enough of a stretch. Maybe the shoulders shimmy a little bit. The big thing about this pose, I didn't say on the other side, is both hips want to stay down. You don't want to lift off of that uh, stretched side hip. And then maybe the right arm goes overhead. Do the head shimmies a little. Deep breath. Releasing the arm. Shimmy your upper body back. Shimmy your legs back. Both feet to the floor. Both knees to chest. And then slowly straighten one leg and straighten the other leg. And let's find Shavasana. We allow our bodies to fully relax here. If your low back is chatty, just bend your knees, no biggie. And then we feel ourselves coming back to center, the hips nice and level, even the shoulders level, the head centered. Feel your body sinking down into the yoga mat. Feel your heart opening wide to the possibilities. I was watching an interview yesterday with, of all people, the Olympian Michael Phelps. And he said during the interview that there are things in life that we can control, and there are things that we can't. And in his daily life, he works on the things that he can control, the things that he has some control over, whether it is his physical and mental bodies or his family or his environment. He said, those are the things that I work on. Those are the things I strive to do better. Feel your body soften even more. Those of you who are ready to come out of Shavasana, start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Those of you who would like to stay longer because you are just blissed out, stay in Shavasana a little bit longer. As you're ready, wiggle your toes, your fingers. Bring your knees to your chest, hug them in tight. Rock to side, curl into fetal pose, and then press all the way back up, nice and slow. And bring your hands to your heart, bow to your own inner goodness and wisdom, that voice that guides us, that knows. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.